ザ・サーフェススピンズ
Hello, Surface Spins here. We have a great show for you today. We're going to have a guest caller call in and tell us about an interesting era in musical history. So let's see if we can get the call.
Hello, Surface.
Hello, Fiona. How are you doing today?
I have some great records I'd like to share with you today.
Oh, that's great. What are you thinking of sharing?
Well, I'd like to tell you about the timeless treasures known as the Pebbles Compilations. Have you heard of these?
Yes, I have. I have a few of them myself. They're very, very good. I highly recommend them. They're like these little time capsules of music that look back into the past. Really neat.
Yes, a good compilation has the ability to capture the essence of an era. It can act as a portal to a bygone musical landscape. The Pebbles series do this very well.
I'm curious, the Pebbles comps were very important to me growing up and my friends, but I'm curious about yourself. Why do you think they are so important?
The compilation series known as Pebbles celebrated the raw energy and rebellious spirit of garage rock of the 1960s. They revived forgotten artists and brought to the light the history of the brash and bratty basement rock that grew up in the mid to late 60s America.
What attracts you to the groups of the 60s? What do you like about them?
The cover art is so great. The mop-top haircuts, cool guitars, and mod clothes all add up to a great-looking album.
Yeah, some of the music from the 80s was pretty awful. So I imagine the Pebbles had a big effect on the contemporary music of the 80s. Maybe some of the underground musicians heard this and were inspired by it. This Pebbles compilation, when were these put together?
The Pebbles compilation series started in the early 1980s when synthesizers and slip hop dominated the radio airwaves.
And who was that put these Pebbles comps together again?
Pebbles records were put together by a man named Greg Shaw.
What's his story? Where's Greg Shaw from?
Mr. Shaw was a writer, record collector, and musical historian born in San Francisco, California.
Really? Well, I'm from San Francisco too. I didn't know about him. Where did he work? What else did he do?
In the 1970s, he worked at Sire Records and helped sign the band the Flaming Groovies.
Oh, the Flaming Groovies. They're another great band from San Francisco. You know, I always get the Pebbles and the Nuggets compilations mixed up. Were there any connections between those two compilation series?
Of course, the Pebbles compilations were inspired by the Nuggets comps, which were curated by Lenny Kaye in 1972. These also catalogued many of the bands from the 60s, but the Pebbles compilation focus on more specific regions and times.
So, what's the main difference between a Nuggets comp and a Pebbles comp?
In some ways, the Pebbles compilations have an archival framework in that some tracks are extremely lo-fi and might be more of interest to the historian rather than the casual music fan.
Ah,
The Pebbles series provide a sonic roadmap of the global garage rock movement. The LPs unearth rare and obscure tracks, offering exposure to artists who might have otherwise faded into obscurity.
Fiona, I'm interested in what attracts you and what you like most about the Pebbles compilation records.
I like the lo-fi aesthetics, the rebellious attitude, and the distorted guitar sounds. The songs are simple with catchy melodies. At times, it makes one feel like they are back in time riding in a car listening to an AM radio.
I kind of agree with you. It has that classic vintage 60s feel, and there's such a window into another time.
Yes, each Pebbles compilation LP captures the zeitgeist of a particular era. These compilations celebrated the rebel spirit of the past while influencing the alternative scenes of the present and future.
Yeah, they're really amazing. amazing little comps.
Pebbles illuminated a hidden corner of the music of the 1960s, giving recognition to bands that might have otherwise been lost to obscurity.
You're so right. They are very important historically, so that's cool. You know, Fiona, thank you so much for calling in today. You have such a wealth of knowledge about music and these early music of the 60s. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks for having me on the show today.
You're always welcome.
Goodbye, Surface.
Goodbye.
Cheers.
Well, that's so nice to have Fiona call in and tell us her thoughts about the Pebbles compilations. Hey, take care, guys. Surface Spins signing out.
Now, the electric prunes for Vox, bringing you the exciting new sound of the Vox wah-wah pedal. Let the electric prunes demonstrate the difference. Play it prunes first without the wah-wah pedal. Now, listen to the difference when you push that Vox wah-wah pedal down. You can even make your guitar sound like a sitar. It's the now sound. It's what's happening. That's why the Electric Prunes, Animals, Herman's Hermits, Paul Revere and the Raiders, Stones, the Seeds are all using the Vox wah-wah pedal, and it works with any amplifier. If you're a professional musician or want to sound like one, get with the new Vox wah-wah pedal at your Vox dealer now.